Hi, everyone. Drew Roberts here with Milwaukee Real Producers. Today we have the opportunity to get to know one of our preferred partners a little bit better, Julie Zielinski with Novus Mortgage. Julie has been a partner with us from the beginning of Milwaukee Real Producers. And as most of you know, the ad that she has in our publication is right on the inside cover. So Julie has just been a huge supporter of all of the top agents here in the Milwaukee Metro and just been a phenomenal partner for us starting from the beginning. So Julie, we're excited to get to know you a little bit better today and hear more about Novus, and appreciate the time this morning.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Definitely. Well, let's jump right in. I'd love to give everybody a little bit of an opportunity to get to know you a little bit better. So I guess if you can tell us a little bit more about yourself, your family, and just kind of the tenure you've had in the mortgage industry.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I've been in the business just over 19 years. So I've had a wide experience with the ebbs and flows of the market, all through the market crash and that. So it's been, just a whirlwind. I am very grateful at this point in my career that I've got a really good client base and a good agent following, that people have just worked with me over the years and years and been able to be a really big supporter of them, especially in this time right now where things are a little crazy. It's not like the market crash it was back, 10, 12 years ago, but we're just in a different market right now. We're all having to adjust to that. So I don't know what else.
Definitely. Well, no, I appreciate that. And I think one of the things too, like you said, is, the feedback that we've gotten from agents that have worked with you and things like that. I think there's definitely some things that separate you from competitors, or, just not only with Novus, but yourself as well too. So can you tell us a little bit just about your journey into Novus and some of the things that you feel like separate you from competitors out there?
Yep. So I was with the same mortgage company for the first 17-ish years of my career. And last January, we opened up Novus Home Mortgage. It was the same president, CEO, the same operations team. We had a lot of the same people that came over and started Novus. So I felt super proud to be invited to join them, and super excited for what we were going to be able to do here at Novus. We have a very tight-knit team where I have my own mini team of processors and loan partners to make sure that things run very smoothly for my clients and my agents. And also on the back end, where we've got our appraisal team and our underwriting team to make sure that we meet all deadlines, and we can really just make sure that when we send out a pre-approval, when we're referred a buyer, that we have 100% confidence that we're going to be able to get that deal done. I would say my business is solely based on my reputation to get things done, and just my clientele and being around the business for so long, and just people knowing that I'm the girl to kind of get things done. So I'm so proud and grateful for that. If somebody needs something in a heartbeat, I work on weekends, I work nights, I work when the agents are working, and I know that sometimes it's not ideal, but they have a buyer and they need, a pre-approval, or they have a question, even if it's not, our deal together. My agents know that they can reach out to me even for a question on something, or if they're drafting an offer for somebody, just because of my long-term experience, that I can offer some really good, valuable advice on how to structure things, or just how to word things so that, so that they feel confident about their deal or their offer, or being able to, structure something the right way.
Sure. And I think too, what I can say from a obviously from an outside standpoint is just your reputation, phenomenal. I think that there's just been so many individuals that obviously that you were initially referred to me as somebody that was a top individual in the mortgage industry, but just over the past year, talking to the individuals that you've used or being in meetings with agents, and I'm like, great, who's your top go-to mortgage person? They're like, Julie, hands down. That's like who I want to use for sure. So I think that's just an awesome thing from a standpoint is your reputation is absolutely phenomenal. But I think that what you just said too about customer service and consistently being there for your agent partners, I think is one of the things that definitely sets you apart from a lot of other people out there. I know a lot of people just say that, right? Like customer service is my number one thing, but it's the following through and actually doing that. And the feedback we've gotten from agents is just absolutely phenomenal. So I think that that's spectacular. What are some of the things, Julie, obviously like this whole virus, like no matter, the market's going to shift, you know what I mean? We're going to get stuff thrown at us. It's going to be high, low, inventory, all that stuff, right? So what are some of the things that you've been seeing that with the virus and things that you guys have either implemented or just how you're kind of handling that with clients?
Mm-hmm. So I would say that, we're definitely busy, good busy. I would say about 25% of the people that would normally be out in the market right now, spring market, it's usually super hot, right? About
Sure.
25% of those people are still out there. They have got to move, they're relocating, their family's growing, they're out of space, whatever they're sick of renting, whatever the situation is, they're moving no matter what. The other 75% of the people are either with all this uncertainty and panic and everything, they're kind of on hold. So for how I look at it is it might just shift our spring market to fall. But the people are still really out there, and this is a temporary thing. It's not like the market crash back in 2008 where it was going to take years to get out of. People are just a little bit uncertain on things, but people are going to go back to work. They're going to, have the market was very strong coming into this. So it's not like we were, struggling economically before we came into this. So I look at it positively, like this is very temporary, and taking advantage of maybe a little of that extra family time or just reconnecting as a family. I think that's super exciting and important. And a lot of the posts I'm seeing are just of people being with their family and cooking. I mean, me for one, I don't cook at all or bake, but I'm doing it. My kids are really enjoying it. So I'm looking at this as a positive thing that way, that it's just something that's temporary. And for us in our business, we have always been very purchase focused. And right now with 25% of the market, kind of out there right now purchasing, I'm letting people know that we've got a separate team to handle the refinances that are coming in, because I need to focus on my realtors and on my buyers and on the pre-approvals. So I'm still following up with my pre-approved buyers. I'm making sure that their pre-approvals are up to date, because people get furloughed, and if you're furloughed, I can't use that income until you're back to work. So making sure that my agents know that if you have a pre-approval letter that's a month old, you better make sure that you have a pre-approval that is dated the day of that offer, because those things can change. Investors are changing guidelines like crazy. They're increasing minimum credit scores. Just a lot of things and it's instantaneous.
Sure.
So making sure that those buyers that are pre-approved are good to go. I'm telling the agents too that if you're writing an offer, tell me who the listing agent is so I can call the listing agent and give them extra security that, hey, our buyer I've checked everything out as of yesterday or today, and they're still, pre-approved. So I think that's a different change, because, in a more normal market, or maybe not in this crazy market, you could have a pre-approval that's a month old, and that would be fine. You wouldn't assume that person wouldn't have their job anymore. So just making sure that your pre-approvals are up to date.
Definitely.
And
And
yeah.
I think that that's one thing too that I think separates this market a little bit from even previous ones is I don't want to say the volatility, but just the up and down of like things changing so quickly because of what's going on. And I think that's definitely, I think it's awesome to hear how you're handling that, because that is a huge thing right now, right? Like people that are going to have jobs, and then there's people that potentially are going to not have jobs anymore, so it's trying to figure all those things out and all those pieces, credit scores, things of that nature. So it's really, I think it's cool that you guys have the kind of the two separate teams, and you're still really focusing on your realtor partners, because that's right now, I feel like those are a lot of the individuals that they're trying to still do deals, right? Real estate's still getting sold. Like I think that's an underlying theme with all the meetings I've had with agents is like, we're still working, we're just modifying kind of what we're doing.
Right.
So
Right.
that's, and that's not going to really change when you're dealing with the top agents in the area, right? So
People are still going to move, and it's just, it's timing that.
Definitely. Julie, what are some things, obviously you've been with us right from the beginning of Milwaukee Real Producers, but what are some things that you feel like have kind of enhanced, or like how have you utilized Real Producers in Milwaukee in your business?
Well, since Novus was brand new as of January of last year, I really wanted to let people know that Novus was not some mortgage company in someone's garage, that, that we were experienced, we knew what we were doing, we had the programs, we had the products, we have the execution, the teams in place to get things done. And so this was a really good way for me to kind of showcase who we were and what we're all about to the top agents. I'm not going to work with all 500 agents, as they're not going to all come to me and send all their buyers, but I wanted, I would love that, don't get me wrong, but
Sure.
I wanted everyone to know that, when they get that pre-approval that says Novus Mortgage, that they know, oh, that's Julie. I get that. Okay, I know Julie, and I know she can get things done. I feel confident in, Novus Mortgage, so to speak. So that was my big, I guess, reason for wanting to do the magazine. Oh, my lights just
There you go.
hold on.
All right, awesome. I was like, what happened there?
I know, right? And now that, now I've been in this for about a year, it's just been really great to just stay in touch with agents and see them in mass, so to speak, but also,
Sure.
Again, just, reach out, being able to reach out to agents and have them feel like they can reach out to me. Again, even if it's not something that, I'm specifically working on with them, that they just know
Sure.
who we are. And yeah. And then
Really cool.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, I think one of the things too is you've just been such an active part of the real estate community too. And so I think that's a huge thing, is like you said, obviously from a brand awareness standpoint, I think that was really good from a timing standpoint, but I think just even from a standpoint of your reputation, right? And so I think that that's a huge thing that just preceded you even before this. I think that has been just a huge thing. And for us, it's always awesome when we're getting referred to individuals like yourself that are kind of at the top of their industry, and so it makes it easy for us to recommend and make sure that we're doing everything we can for you, knowing that, hey, if Julie's working with somebody, they're good to go,
worries.
like there's
I don't want them to worry.
Zero.
Right. I mean, I have agents that I've never worked with before, and they, and they'll call me and they'll, say, they'll ask these questions, have you ordered the appraisal? And, do you have everything from your buyer? And I'm so used to working with a lot of the agents that know that they don't call me anymore. I mean, we update them, weekly
Sure.
or multiple times a week when things happen, but so agents that I haven't really worked with there. And so I, have to have that, look, don't worry, like we've got this and we're going to update you weekly. We're going to update you multiple times per week when things happen. There'll be no surprises. And, we've done our homework, so to speak. And so it's refreshing that I'll get some agents I have never worked with before, and they'll just call me and say, gosh, or if I call them and they'll say, well, I'm not used to this. I don't have lenders that call me. Or when I call the listing agent and tell them, hey, I know you just got this offer from, Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so. I'm the lender. I've done my homework, like and I really want you to, highly, consider my buyers because, their pre-approval is golden, so to speak. And I get the response, no lenders ever call me. Like, you're the first person to ever call me. And so I think that's great. And I want my buyers to feel like when they're working with me, I can help them get that house, or just I'll push a little further. I'll do a little more. However it is, shorten up the loan commitment turn time to make them set themselves apart a little bit. Anything, creatively that way. So.
And that's really cool. And I'll be honest, I haven't heard a lot of that, right? So like, I mean, a lot of times it's the agents that are doing the deal and things like that. But I think those are the little things, going back to Julie, that do truly separate you from a lot of other people, is like, you care, right? I mean, you truly care. And like, that's, I mean, not only do you say that, but also the little things that you do, I think is definitely showing that, which is phenomenal. So awesome. Well, I will wrap things up here. I really appreciate your time and giving us some insight into you and Novus. But just want to give you an opportunity, if you have any final things you'd like to say about you or Novus, and we'll wrap this up here.
Awesome. So I just have some kind of big news, actually, and it probably will go out in the magazine this month, but we just merged with Exonia Bank, which is a local bank. They've been around for like 100 years. They've got really great financials. They're 100% excited and supportive of us to grow, and it's just going to be one step up. We're still going to be able to shop around banks. We're still going to do business as we're doing it at the same team. We're not moving locations. Nothing's changing. It's just, we're going to open up to more of that old school portfolio lending, where we can do more niche-y stuff for our buyers that we haven't had in the past year. So I'm super excited about that. We're kind of pulling together and rolling it out, but it's going to be great for my buyers and for my agents that just have a weird, unique buyer or something that just doesn't fit perfect in that box. So I'm excited. Yeah.
That's really cool. That is super exciting. I think the growth and everything that you guys have had over the past year has been super exciting to watch as well. And now this is just another piece. I think that you guys are just doing what you can to provide the best service. So that is super exciting. Awesome. Well, Julie, once again, I appreciate your time this morning, and we're very excited to learn more about you. And we'll definitely see each other soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Drew. Take care.
Thanks so much,
Bye.
Julie. Bye.